You've seen Luka do some amazing things since you've been here.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been here long,
Yeah.
2 months, but you almost get spoiled with the shot making, with the one-legged step backs, stopping on a dime. Like there's this move that he does where he's going left, he stops on a dime on the left shot side and shoots like an 18-footer off the backboard.
Yeah.
It's just such an unconventional way to score, I feel like. And there's no one that's really does it like him.
Right. And like you said, being with him for 2-3 years now, I mean, he's doing this shit in practice. So it's not even new to us anymore. And when he's doing it in the game, it's like we expect him to make that shot because he does it so many times in practice. And he just started shooting mid ranges out of nowhere this season. And there's guys, the analytic people. I'm not going to harp on them. They got jobs. We got jobs. We can control. But that 2-pointer, those 2-point mid-range shots. I mean, JJ, you take a lot. I take a lot. Yeah, he just started making that and started taking those a lot more. And those things add up throughout the course of the game. So, I mean, just him stopping on the dime, starting to post up, shoot fadeaway off the glass, runners. I mean, he's doing trick shots before the game, as you see. That's just what he does at this point. We can't even be surprised anymore.
You've been around a lot of elite shot makers since you were born, and you've seen this with him and you've seen this with other teammates and everything like that. Have you had moments where I'm thinking about the Memphis game from a couple months ago, but there's been a ton of them where you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I talk about this with JJ sometimes, like someone should not be able to make a shot like that casually and just walk off the court as if it was nothing.
Yeah, from when I was born, my dad made a bunch of shots, but not at I don't think at the degree of difficulty that Luka's making them, where you Euro and one-legged floater in between around two defenders like he did in Memphis, and he's leaning, and it goes in all net, and he's walking off, like you said, like it's like nonchalant, like he's done this before, which he has in practice. So it's like I said, I don't think we are surprised as much, but when he does it in the game and it's the game is online and he makes those shots, it's kind of like you're excited, but at the same time, it's like, damn, he does this basically all the time when we're clowning around or when we're just shooting around and messing around out in practice. So it's not even new to us.
I always like it when they show the ridiculous shots that he makes in warmups. Mm-hmm. They do this with Steph too. I think Trae Young's had a few that have gone viral. I would like to see a compilation of all the misses.
Yeah.
Because what people don't understand about Luka making these shots is that in a given warm-up for a game, he's taking like 6 to 10 non-basketball shots. If you extrapolate that over 82 games, he's taking like 800 of these stupid shots every season. So yeah, I would hope he makes 5 of them.
For sure. And he's still trying to make, how the shot in warm-up when DP throws it high in the air and he's still trying to shoot it off his shoulder. Like, I bet that shot probably 10 times and he still hasn't done it. And that's dating all the way back before the All-Star break. So, he does that shot only twice every warm-up. So if you just calculate that, then I'm pretty sure he's done it over 100 times.
And he's hit the rim once.
And he has hit him one time, and that was last game. He almost made it last game.
You ended the season on what I would describe as an incredible hot streak. I looked it up today. Over your last 9 games, our team's last 10 games, because you sat out one game, you were at about 68% true shooting percentage, 66% effective field goal percentage, over 50 from 3. Was this the hottest streak you've had as an NBA player? Do you feel like you had a 36-point game in Miami with 10 threes? You had a 42-point game against Detroit. You had a bunch of other 20-plus point games where you were shooting incredibly efficient. Is this the best you've been offensively?
Yeah, I would say that. I think I always talk to my dad, and I always talk to my friends that played basketball with me ever since I was in high school, and my college teammates that I still talk to this day. And, they just try to do an amazing job just to make sure I stayed positive, and just surrounding yourself with a group of people that know the game, and being able to talk to my mom, which has been around the game since my dad was in high school. I mean, talking to her, she knows the game probably more than any of these guys that have played the game and been around the game. So just being able to talk to them, and then me going to JJ and talking to him, and I was like, I had to talk to the sharpshooter himself. Like, what can I do, or what goes through your mind when you're having somewhat of a shooting slump? And JJ was like, man, just think 8 for 12. Just think 8 for 12. And I also took that into account and just tried to implement that into my mindset of just going out there and shooting the ball. And once that 42-point game happened, I just took off from there.
I don't want to say you were in a slump. I just want to follow up on this conversation because I don't want to say you were in a slump, but I would describe it as it was like when I first got on the team, like you were consistent. The minutes kind of fluctuated, but the shooting was consistent. And then you had like a 5 or 6 game stretch where you had a couple down games in there. You had a couple average games, but you could tell it wasn't flowing.
Right.
And I don't want to say you were pressing because I don't know that you press. I don't think you necessarily press, but it felt like the flow was off a little bit. And so throughout my career, at least when I've played big minutes and been asked to take double-digit shots on a team, my mindset has always been 8 for 12. And 8 for 12 is basically like if I take 12 good shots tonight, I'm going to make 8.
Right.
I can't think about every single shot and putting weight on every single shot. If I do that, I'm going to struggle. You have to be in that flow. And you got in that flow. I wanted to read you this. I know you golf too. I wanted to read you this Rory quote that I found. It was actually during your hot streak, and I thought of you. And the quote was, when you're playing bad, you feel so far away. And when you're playing good, you always think to yourself, how did I feel like I was so far away?
Right.
And it's amazing how quickly that can turn.
Yeah.
And it turned for you in the Detroit game.
And I think that also went into account of just being around family as well. When you have family, my mom, my parents and my sisters, they live in outside of Detroit now. My dad was the assistant coach for the Pistons years back. But just being able to go see them and being able to be at home around your family, your parents, and being able to sit down with your dad and watch basketball the whole entire night, that right there, I think really just helped, clear a lot in the air, clear my mind, and help me go out there and do what I do best.
It's amazing. It's amazing, Tommy, what being around your family can do for you, for your performance.
We've never talked about that on this show.
My bad.